Anthropology is an interesting disciplinary because if somebody asks you, what do you study, and you say anthropology, you haven't really told them much. So I came to anthropology because I wanted to study evolutionary psychology, and when I came into UCLA initially as a psychology major, evolutionary psychology wasn't really a big thing in that department. So perusing around the anthropology classes, I found a whole bunch of classes pertaining to evolutionary psychology and animal behavior, and so I jumped ship and came to anthropology. I'm Avery Lopez, and my project is titled The Infant White-Faced Capuchin Monkey Gargle Vocalization as a Bond Testing Mechanism. My project pertains to this vocalization that infant white-faced capuchin monkeys make called a gargle. It's hypothesized to be a bond testing mechanism whereby infants gauge the quality of their social relationship with their alpha male. In this species of monkey, infanticide is a pretty big, usual way that infants are killed, right? And it's usually when the infant is not fathered by the alpha male. So the alpha male murders the infant so he can bring the female back into estrus and mate with her and begin his own reproductive career. So the infants use this vocalization to kind of test and see whether or not the male is positively or negatively predisposed to them, so they can know whether or not they should hang around him or whether or not they're in great danger and should stay away more often. So being out in the forest for that long, 2 days out of like a 3-day kind of thing, 2 days on, then 1 day off, then 2 days back on again. So for 2 days being out in the forest like that was amazing, just because you're out there in the thick of nature and getting to experience what it's like to be around everything that's been living out there this whole time and that most people living in LA don't have any experience with, right? So I think just that, being out there in the mornings and then sitting around and watching the monkeys just jump around and going, wow, this is a whole nother way of life taking place out here. So I think that was probably the most significant thing overall. Well, I think with the whole project, hopefully, just the idea that these kinds of bond testing things, traditionally they were usually seen in kind of physical behaviors between individuals. So to look at whether or not they can manifest themselves vocally is kind of a new thing. So if anything, hopefully it puts the idea into other people's minds and maybe they'll kind of expand upon that and learn a little bit more about the whole thing. Of course you should take it seriously, but relax. You know, things are not going to go the way you want them to go at some point. And when that happens, don't crumble down and worry too much. It'll work out in the end because it has to. So I would just say that, just don't worry too much and just enjoy the whole thing.